Hey guys, just want to take the opportunity this week to focus on creating and utilizing discussion boards in your Schoology courses. This is an awesome way for you to increase rigor in your classroom, which, as I know, is one of our focuses this year at DCMS. And it really is an opportunity for you to turn the focus from you as the teacher and just become a facilitator, mediator in these discussions between your students and watch them learn from each other. So it's just an awesome tool, and I think you'll find it pretty simple to create within your courses. In thinking about doing this, it really can be done for every content area. And just some different examples. I know language arts in 6th and 7th grade, a big part of that is teaching students to recognize themes and pieces of text that they're working on. So I see an opportunity for discussion board in this, and that you really could have them read a novel. They had to figure out what they think the theme of the novel is. They can post to the discussion board what they think the theme is and why. And you can attach links, you can attach images, they can attach recordings of themselves as they discuss what they think the theme is and why. And the good part of this in discussion boards is that it requires them to look at what their classmates are thinking and realize that, hey, there can be more than one theme to a text. And so it's an opportunity for them to learn how to respond to each other and learn from each other. In math, I can see the same kind of thing. Maybe there are different ways to solve a math problem, and you have them do a discussion board where they post video tutorials on how to solve this math problem and look at the different ways that people go about solving things. Also in science, I could see you doing an experiment and having the students get their findings from the experiment and post those to a discussion board. Again, it's a way for them to see their classmates' work and to support one another and figure out ways to actually explain what they found with their experiment and whether or not their hypothesis might have been proven true or not. So just opportunities for that. And then just in social studies, thinking back to how I used this last year, I would often use this as a debate starter, and I'm going to use that as my example today, and how to really take something that you base level standard and turn that into something that requires some more thinking, higher level thinking. So let's just look at how to actually create the discussion board. There are two ways to do it. You can do it within resources if you want to, and you can go to personal and add material. And a lot of you are building your courses in resources, which is great because it's going to make it easy for you to save all of this for next year, but you can add a discussion here. Let's just say, though, you want to just add it to your course. So I'm going to go back to my course, and I'm going to hit Add Materials and Add Discussion. And from here, I'm going to come up with a title. And today I'm going to pretend I'm teaching 6th grade social studies again. So we're going to have a discussion on the Keystone Pipeline. And just to give a little background on this, we have to teach about environmental issues in social studies. And after teaching about the potential for oil spills and what the effects of those are in Canada. Last year we talked about the Keystone Pipeline, and that took it above, took it to the next level on that standard, which was just talking about basic oil spills and the effects on the environment. This made them think about, oh, this is actually relevant to me because this is coming through the United States, and made them consider things from different angles. From the angle of a businessman, would the pipeline be a good idea? From the angle of a Native American that is coming through their designated native lands, would it be a good idea? From the angle of an environmentalist, would it be a good idea? So they had to take a stance on this. So that's just a little background on the discussion and moving that from the base standard into higher ordered thinking. So I'm going to title this, and then I'm going to come up with a description, and I'm going to go back to my assignment that I used the year before, which was on paper, and give them a little background on analyzing arguments. And I'm going to post that in there, which talks about why do we need to analyze arguments. It's okay for some people to disagree with you. And then I'm going to give them some directions, which is to read the 2 attached articles and choose a perspective / point of view, businessman, environmentalist, or Native American. All right. After reading the articles, and choosing a point of view, write down your own, or type your own opinion, and include support for your opinion. And then last but not least, this is the important part, read and respond to at least 2 classmates post. All right. Now, having done that, like I said, I told them I want them to do a little research, but I don't want them to spend the whole class period researching. So I found some links for some articles. So I can include those. And I'll say Article 1. And I would include both those articles. I can even click Get Preview to make sure this is the right article that I want. Okay, and I'm going to choose my due date and enable grading. And I'm going to create a new rubric, and it can be a simple rubric with exactly what I want them to do. For example, maybe I want them to comment on 2 classmates and I want their comments to be something significant, so I could include that in my rubric. I could include, specific things about, hey, I want you to write down your opinion and I want you to support it with 2 facts from the article. Make sure you cite those. So you would devise your own rubric depending on your class, and then you would hit create. Okay, so you would include your rubric there or not. It just depends on the topic, but we've been encouraged to use rubrics when we're grading something. So if you're going to grade this discussion thread, then you definitely probably want to have a rubric which will make that easy for you. Now, some other things you can do in doing this is you can attach a file if you want to have them download, a research sheet that they fill out while they're doing the discussion. You can attach a link like we did. You can import something from your resources, and this audio video recording is a cool way where, like with the math classes, if you're trying to get them to discuss how to solve a math problem, they can actually record themselves and upload a video of them solving a math problem. So that's a pretty neat option right there that you can include, and makes the discussion really interesting. So when you're finished, you're just going to hit create. And you've attached the rubric that you like, and you will see your discussion pop up here for you. And when the students click on it, they will see the option to write a comment. Now on the iPad, it's going to look a little different. They will see what to do with the discussion, and then they'll see a little submissions with a plus sign, and they will hit the plus sign to add their comment to the thread. So those are some options for creating a discussion and just using it as a tool to make students think beyond the basic level standard, and teaching them to be tolerant and respond to their classmates. So if you have any questions about using this or how to utilize it from the student end on the iPad, please let me know and I'll come by and see you. Hope this has been helpful. Thanks.